Hey, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Season 6, Episode 11 of AMC's The Walking Dead, which was called Not Untie. So, this episode exceeded my expectations. I didn't think it was going to be a great episode. I was like, it's going to be like one of those subpar episodes, but I actually really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the pacing of this episode because I was expecting the whole Episode 11 to be the journey to the hilltop, and then episode 12 we would get to the hilltop and have the whole introduction to the hilltop. But no, we got there halfway through the episode. We were already at the hilltop, which I actually really liked that. I really liked that pacing that they did for that, because it made more sense, and just instead of taking a long time to get to the hilltop, they just got straight to it, which I liked. I didn't think we needed that much on the road, unlike how they did last season with episode 11, how the whole episode is basically them traveling to Alexandria. They kind of made that a little quicker in this one, which was a good thing. They didn't take a whole episode to travel to the hilltop. But I loved everything in this episode. I loved the build-up in this episode. The build-up to Negan and his crew was the best thing. It wasn't like a good episode, like in terms of enjoyment, like rewatchability. I probably won't be able to watch this episode again and again and again. It was not like Too Far Gone or No Way Out where I can watch it again and again and again. This episode was just really good setup for the rest of season 6 and seasons to come. Really, it was a really big setup episode. It really set up the hilltop storyline and the Negan and Saviors really well. And I love how they did the same scene with Ethan trying to kill Gregory, and then Rick killing Gregory with his blood sporting all over his face, and then him going, what? It was just absolutely amazing. It's just right out of the comic books, and that's what I loved about it. And I also love the stuff with Maggie, basically the foreshadowing that she will become the leader of the hilltop during or after All Out War, during a new beginning. The fact that she's starting to get this close, not really close like relationship with Gregory, but more of just a they know each other. They're definitely, out of the whole entire Rick's group, Maggie has gotten to know and has gotten to talk to Gregory the most, which makes sense. And I really like the compromise between Gregory and Maggie. It was really interesting how she said she wants half of the supplies and they'll take out Negan's men. I love how Rick and the whole group, they're all cocky about it. They're like, we can take these guys out easy peasy, because that's what they've done before. They've taken out, the hunters easy peasy. They took out, I guess they took out the wolves. Not really easy peasy, but they did take them out. The marauders, they took them out pretty easily. They've taken out groups pretty damn easily, and they don't think it's going to be a problem. But Rick does not know who he's fucking with. Not here. He does not know who Negan is and who he really is as a horrible person, and that's what Negan is. He's a really bad person, and he will kill any of Rick's group without any remorse, unlike, other villains they've come across. They have remorse, and they do, selectively choose who to kill. They don't just do it out of nowhere. But Negan, he will kill it. He will rule you, and he has a lot of people with a lot of weapons, and it's not exactly how Rick thinks it's going to go. It's not going to be easy as like 1, 2, 3. It's not going to be that easy. And that's what I love about this episode. Just had a really good setup, really good setup with all his characters, especially characters like Maggie, Abraham. I really like this episode as well. Abraham, I'm starting to like a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in this show. To be honest, I didn't really like him in the beginning that much. Like, the first season, in season 4, like the end of the season, he was alright. He wasn't amazing or anything. Season 5, once, the beginning, he was good. But he was just, I didn't really like him that much because he was too concerned about only finding the cure and getting Eugene to DC. He wasn't, there was no other character to him other than being, wanting to go to DC. But once he finds out that Eugene was lying. He for a little bit, I just didn't like him because he's in that hard place. But once season 6 came, season 6 is where I started to really like Abraham, and I especially in No Way Out when he was like, he saved Glenn from all those walkers, and he was like, "Can you get the gate? Appreciate it, pal." I started laughing. It was Abraham from the comics, and that's what I really wanted from his character. And I really like how they're doing the love triangle, just like the comics. Of course, in the comics, it was Abraham, Holly, and Rosita love triangle, but now it's Abraham, Sasha, and Rosita love triangle, which I think is very interesting. I thought it was going to be with Holly at first, just like the comics, but of course they didn't do that. And then I thought it was going to be Francine because they introduced her, and then of course that didn't really go that well. they never really talked after that, to be honest. We haven't even seen Francine, like, whatsoever. We've seen her background character. She's a background character, pretty much. There's a lot of background Alexandrians. You got Francine, Bruce, Tobin. You know, they're all background Alexandrians, Olivia, who don't really get much development whatsoever, but they don't really need a development. They're just kind of there to be known as characters. And if they die, it'll be sad, but it won't be, like, you know, as sad as, like, Carol or Rick or Daryl dying or something like that. But, yeah, so I love the different character developmental type things in this episode, all the foreshadowing to later events. And I'm going to do quick little predictions for next week's episode, which is called Not Tomorrow Yet. Now, this is not confirmed, but I have heard rumors that this episode is going to be 90 minutes long, but I don't think it will be, but I've heard rumors about it. So just keep in mind, it might be a 90-minute episode. I'm not sure, though. I hope it will be. I think that'd be really, really great. And I've also heard, of course, it is going to be a really, really good episode. I've heard from spoiling dead pages and stuff like that. There's not like, I don't really the big spoilers on their page, but there are little tidbits that they give out. And one thing that they give out is that episode 12, they remember when they were filming it, there's a lot of gunshots going off and like a lot of shootouts. So this episode might have a lot of action in it, with guns and stuff like that, because they're going to this place. I don't think they're going to the sanctuary, but they're going somewhere where I think they might meet up with some of the saviors. Not Negan just yet. Negan's not coming until like the season finale, but they're probably going to meet up with some saviors and probably kill them, and it'll be a big shootout and a pretty intense episode. And it is directed by Greg Nicotero, which is usually a pretty good episode if it's directed by Greg Nicotero. But there you go. That's the review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.